What's up, everyone? We're back.
Dr. Maxfield.
Dr. Shah, and welcome back to our channel, Dr. Lee. Consider subscribing. Dr. Maxfield, did he get bigger? Did his scrubs get smaller? We don't know. We'll never know, I suppose.
There's like no mystery here. I am looking for new scrubs. If you have recommendations, drop them in the comments. Buying these things online is so difficult. So these are the John New scrubs. I like them, and this might be a size too small. I've got a large coming next week.
Quality product.
So hopefully you'll see my scrubs get progressively bigger.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about some viral skincare products. Now, they go viral, and actually, I'll be honest, from viral skincare products, most of the skincare products that go viral are pretty good. So that's always reassuring for us. But today we're going to be talking about whether these viral skincare products, which all of you have probably seen at some point, whether or not they're worth it.
Yeah, and I'm always kind of surprised by what goes viral and what kind of sticks around, because some of them are really not that exciting.
Yeah, I think sometimes just like the presentation of it, like how maybe shocking it is. Like the Ordinary Peeling Solution, which we'll talk about, just has sort of that shock and awe factor. So I think that's probably why it goes viral. But let's see what we think.
All right, let's go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So first up, the Ordinary Peeling Solution. Okay, so what do we think?
I think the bling feature is like the only cool animation on TikTok.
It was actually my favorite, one of my favorite things to use initially. And then I started to like post them on Instagram, and I just felt like there's a lot of like dermatologists, also colleagues.
It's a different crowd.
It's a different crowd for sure. And I kind of felt like, oh, maybe this bling feature is being overused by me.
It's cool.
It definitely adds like something to the video for sure. But Ordinary Peeling Solution. So this is a almost chemical peeling solution. It's definitely not as strong. I think the labeling leads you to believe that it's as strong as like a chemical peel that you would get at an esthetician's office or dermatologist's office or a med spa. It's definitely not that strong, but it is stronger than most acids that you find over the counter. All right, so let's talk about this one. The Ordinary AHA 30%, BHA 2% peeling solution.
So the numbers can be a little misleading. There's a little bit difference between the percentage of free acid value that you get with these over the counter and the ones you get at the doctor's office or at the esthetician. The percentage actually doesn't mean or correlate entirely to strength.
Right, so the free acid value really depends on what the pH of the overall solution is. So if the solution has a higher pH, then the free acid value actually goes down. So the free acid value on this is actually probably a little bit lower, so it's not really going to be that strong, but you do have to be very cautious with this product. Overall, let's just kind of skip to the chase here. I do think it's a great product, especially for $7. I mean, $7?
I know. Okay, so this is the Ordinary's thing. It just puts out, I think they're decently quality products, especially for the money you get. And they're consistent. I think they do a great job.
Yeah, I just don't know any other product that does what this does for $7. You know, there are other products that are peeling solutions that I actually like a little bit better. Paul's Choice has one that I like a little bit better. But for $7, I mean, like, how do you beat this? So how would I use this? How would you use this, I suppose?
So you'd use it on after your cleansing, and then you could use your peel here. We don't have any other active ingredients on. And then I think an important thing is just how long you're going to leave it on. And we've seen the videos before. Some people try to leave it on for an hour. Don't do that.
So I think if you're a beginner, you don't want to leave it on for more than 10 minutes. I would actually say if you're really just starting out in skincare, leave it on for 5 minutes and then wash it off. I have this thing with my sensitive eyelids where I always put Vaseline on my eyelids and my lips before I use the peeling solution, just because I don't want it to get on those areas. So I apply it to those areas first, and then I apply the peeling solution. I use a small amount. I leave it on for no more than 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes, and then I wash it off. So I think people are just overusing it, but if used correctly, I think it can be a pretty good product.
Yeah, and we talked about the individual benefits of the glycolic acid or the AHA and then the salicylic acid or BHA in our exfoliation video, but they really do have some complementary benefits and can treat a myriad of conditions like texture, acne, dyspigmentation a little bit. So a lot of upside to this. Good product, not a bad viral video.
Yeah, so this has got viral for the right reasons, in my opinion. I think that people overuse it, and that was sort of the downside of it. I also think there was some fear related to it being not safe in skin of color, and I do think it's safe in skin of color if used correctly. But if you are someone who's prone to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or dark spots or melasma, I would patch test on the inner arm, just because you don't want to use a solution that could potentially have a peeling or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation effect on your whole face before trying it out on a spot that's not going to be obvious to everyone. So this is why this product is so
Yeah.
viral though. I mean, look at this stuff. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Anyway, so the ordinary peeling solution, I think it's approved.
Approved.
Next up is the Indian Aztec clay mask. This one seems to come up like once a month. Like it goes
In
viral
some
for
form.
different reasons.
Yeah.
Like once a month, I'm like, oh, back to the Aztec clay mask. Here we go. All right, what do you think?
I think y'all are in luck because this is going to be at least a twofer. We have the clay mask and then we have the apple cider vinegar component. Let's just start with one.
Let's start with the Aztec clay component. So this is made out of calcium bentonite clay. There's actually a bunch of different studies on this for different uses. So calcium bentonite clay, or bentonite clay in general, is an absorbent. So it can actually pull out liquids and toxins from different situations. So this has been studied in like the GI system. So similar to activated charcoal, it can pull out toxins that have built up in the bloodstream and kind of secrete them into the GI tract. So it has that really strong pulling factor to it.
And although there have been studies in the GI, there really are very, very few for the skin. So we're kind of always just extrapolating what we know about the ingredient to how it could function on the skin. So maybe it can extract some of the ingredients in your sweat and help remove some of the debris. I really don't want to say toxins because people always say there's like toxins being absorbed everywhere and no one can name them. So it's going to help remove some of the debris and gunk off of your skin. But then it also has the added benefit. I think it's a pretty efficient occlusive, so it can help keep other things out. That's where we get into the apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, so the apple cider vinegar on the bottle itself, actually, we can pull it up right here. It says to mix it either with water or raw apple cider vinegar. So they kind of give you the option. Do you want to mix this with pure water or do you want to mix it with apple cider vinegar? In my opinion, you should actually do both, which is a diluted version of apple cider vinegar. And I'll give you guys the reason why, but ultimately, I think that apple cider vinegar is probably in its raw form too acidic for the skin.
It's apple cider vinegar, pH of 2 to 3. Skin has a pH of about 5. So there's quite a contrast between the two. If you dilute it, you're definitely going to be bringing it up more towards that physiologic level. Okay, but then we go to apple cider vinegar in general. And how amazing is this ingredient? Nobody knows because there are almost no studies on this ingredient in the skin. Mostly and specifically to apple cider vinegar, almost none. One study showed that it really wasn't helpful as compared to soaking your arm in an apple cider vinegar wrap versus a water wrap for patients with atopic dermatitis or eczema. Vinegar has some well-known properties, can be antimicrobial to some extent. I think that's well documented. But what's this going to do for you? I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, it's one of those home remedies that's been like passed on from one person to the next. It's been claimed to cure everything from dermatitis on the skin to acne to even inside cure things like diabetes. And so it's got all these kind of outrageous claims behind it. And I think relatively safe ingredient overall. But I think it's one of those things that overpromises and underdelivers. So as far as this on the face, how would you use this?
Use it again just after kind of the cleansing phase. You can mix things with it, but I think overall just use it in its own form, put it on after cleansing and let it do its work, rinse it off, go on with the rest of your actives or to bed if that's where you're going to do your mask in the evening.
Yeah, I kind of look at this as like a purifying type of mask type thing. So this is not like an everyday type of mask. This is like a once a week type of mask where you sort of detoxify. What are the toxins? It could be just dirt and debris that have built up on your skin over time. It is going to do a good job of pulling those things out. But I do think it can be, over time, I think it could be potentially drying for you, you know, the way that it pulls in water to it. As a matter of fact, on the bottle here, it says, feel your face pulsate. I don't know if that's the sensation I want for my skincare. And then the other thing it says, world's most powerful facial. They don't say who the quote is from. And also it says, use it once per week for the family, more often for problem skin. Men love it too. This is good. This is good packaging. All right, so we're actually gonna do a one-of-a-kind experiment right here. We're gonna mix the clay together here with the apple cider vinegar and the water, but we're gonna come up with the perfect concentration of water to ACV to make it based on your physiologic pH, and so we actually brought litmus paper to make that happen. So here we go. We got apple cider vinegar, we got water in his Gryffindor. You knew he was gonna be a Gryffindor, didn't you guys? I'm more of like a Slytherin.
Hufflepuff. Dude, you're making a mess.
I'm not.
Do it over the bowl.
This.
Oh my god.
That wasn't smart. That wasn't smart. It wasn't smart. Detoxifying. Then we're going to mix the apple cider vinegar in it. 1 to 1. It's fizzing. Bubbling. Ooh, I don't like that.
That's the smell of apple cider vinegar.
Look at this. Whose is this?
Yeah, I just have it laying around.
Exactly. Mix it up. Why'd you touch it?
Thanks for that.
Why did you touch it?
I'm gonna let you stir. I'm gonna go get something.
What you want to do is you want to get all the chunks out of there. No chunks. This is a chunk-free zone over here. No chunks.
Okay.
I'm going to just let you know right off the bat, I do not like the scent of this at all.
I don't mind apple cider vinegar. Like the taste of it. It's not bad. Like I've
I
watched
hate it.
It's not horrible. So
You're going to drink it? What are you doing?
No! It's good.
Rest in peace, Dr. Luke Masker. All right, so first, we're going to test out the pH of pure ACV because that's going to be our baseline, okay? So dip. We have a little bit of a darker orange color here.
3.
All right, so pH is about 3 at baseline. So a little bit too acidic for the skin. So a little bit proof here that we should be using pure ACV on the skin. Next up, we're going to test out, right now we have a 1-to-1 solution of ACV with the clay. So that's what we mixed up in the bowl here, 1-to-1 solution. And we're going to dip that. This is actually a little bit harder to do than we anticipated because once the clay is covering the strip, we can't see the actual strip. So I'm going to let it sit here for a second and then I'm going to pull off the clay. Aztec clay mask mixed with a equal amount of the ACV comes down to a pH of 4. Our goal is to get the pH to 5. I think that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
5 or greater. So we're going to add in an equal amount of water and see where we're at.
So 1 part mask, 1 part liquid. The liquid split up into vinegar and water equally.
I'm going to be honest. This seems like a lot of work for skincare for me, right? Like even if you, don't you think? All right, big reveal here. Where does that put us?
4.
I agree. We're at 4, but we're like at 4.5 right now. All right, so we're skipping ahead here. We just passed 3-to-1 water to apple cider vinegar, and that was still a 4. Now we're doing 4-to-1 water apple cider vinegar. Dip.
We did it.
We got them. So 4-to-1, you mix 4 parts water, 1 part apple cider vinegar, and then an equal amount of clay to that mixture. So what you'd want to do is actually mix the apple cider vinegar and the water separately, make it 4-to-1, and then mix it with an equal amount of the clay mask, and then you'll have something that is equal to your acid mantle.
Yeah. Now, we did this with different types of test strips. There's some variability in test strips, one brand to another, so it may not be perfect for everyone. But this is going to get you closer to that of your skin, and hopefully that's helpful.
So next up is the CeraVe Healing Ointment.
So this is a skincare product from the drugstore that I will never, ever, ever be without for the rest of my life, and I will always repurchase, and I know exactly where it is every single time. Yep, this one.
Yes. First of all, I love her. So this is What's on V's Face. She's hilarious. Go follow her on Instagram, TikTok. I think she has a YouTube channel as well. So go check that out. But she is literally hilarious. And she makes the funniest videos, skincare related often. She does a lot of stuff on SPF. Definitely worth the follow. But that laugh at the end is what gets me every time.
It's so weird. Why does that get you? It's like the guy on TikTok who just slaps himself at the end of every video.
No. That's Yaya Young. He's great too. So anyway, What's on V's Face? Great video. Glowing recommendation for the healing ointment. A personal favorite of mine.
Yeah, it sure is. If you haven't heard about that from him, I don't know where you've been for the last year.
This was actually the product that we got complaints about selling it out
Right.
on social because it's something that is really beneficial to a lot of people. But there are a lot of ointments out there that are great. We like Vaseline, we like Aquaphor, CeraVe Healing Ointment is also a great option. I personally just love it. I think it's a very good occlusive. I think it has other moisturizing properties. I think that you can use it to repair your skin barrier. I think you can use it to slug. I think you can use it to protect your eyelids like mine. I think you can use it to moisturize your lips. I think you can use it as a hand protectant. I mean, it has so many benefits. So I personally think totally worth the hype.
Right. No, I agree. I think everything about this completely warrants the attention it's gotten. I think my only thing is there are actually a lot of other products with similar ingredient profiles that you can complement your skincare with too. And like Dr. Shaw alluded to, this is very good for people with very damaged or sensitive skin. Eczema, atopic dermatitis, always being first and foremost for that. I think honestly, young people who have very healthy skin at baseline, you make a lot of natural oils. This is excellent for you. You'll do just as well with a lot of alternatives. Aveeno has some creams and ointments with similar profiles, actually.
All right. So I approve of this. I think it's good.
It is good. It's worth it.
Deserved the virality. Next up is the Nizoral Shampoo. So Nizoral is a ketoconazole-based shampoo. We're going to talk a little bit about it. It's gone viral several times for several different reasons over the past couple months. So let's dissect it. Here we go.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to remove fungal acne with Nizoral. These bumps on your forehead may seem like they're pimples, but they're actually not. And I'm going to show you how to remove them. Start by damping your face with warm water just to open up your pores, and then take your Nizoral and apply a pretty thick layer if you have the bumps. I don't have any bumps right now, so I just put a thin layer to use it as a mask. Also, if you want to just apply it to the areas where you have the bumps, that's completely fine too. So let the mask sit for about 5 minutes and then rinse it off with warm water and then cold. This is important because you want to make sure you open up the pores and then close them. After this, I went in and finished my skincare routine and also did another mask. If you have bumps right now, I recommend doing this every day until the bumps are gone. If you want to do it just to prevent the bumps, then do it once or twice a week as a mask. Now go and get that clear skin.
So overall, a very thoughtful video. There was a lot of nuance to the things she said all throughout it.
A lot of nuance. So there's a couple of things that are not like 100% accurate. So your pores don't open and close like windows. They're pretty stationary.
Yeah, not a sea anemone.
I don't know what anemone is. I actually thought that was an anemone.
No.
And then everyone was like, like you didn't watch Finding Nemo, you don't have to say anemone. And I'm like, that's not a real word. All right, so Nizoral Shampoo, what do you think?
So Dr. Shaw kind of gave it away before we even launched the video. It is anti-inflammatory, it is antifungal, it's actually anti-androgenic, meaning it kind of blunts some of those testosterone and specific hormones that can be involved in hair loss, acne, and other things too.
Okay, I am personally obsessed with Nizoral Shampoo for several reasons. So we did do a video on malassezia folliculitis, aka fungal acne, where you can learn a little bit more about this condition. Now, I think it's relatively uncommon, so you don't necessarily have to watch the video to know what we're going to say on this, but it's uncommon, so I think a lot of people that think they have fungal acne truly have regular acne.
Yeah, that's definitely by default, by the numbers. If you think you have fungal acne, you're probably going to have normal acne.
But I do think it is more common than people think it is.
Right. So if you think you have fungal acne and then you have normal acne, but it doesn't respond to normal acne treatments, you probably have fungal acne.
So you maybe, I don't know, we're not giving a very decisive answer here, but ultimately it can be useful in this malassezia folliculitis because it has those anti-malassezia benefits.
Yeah, and she was actually telling you a really good tip towards the end. She said, I think just for maintenance, you can use it once a week. And that's absolutely true. Malassezia grows fairly slowly. It reproduces very slowly. And so even when you're treating dandruff or something like that, which Nizoral is really used for most, you can use it once a week and get the benefits once you get it under control.
So why do I like Nizoral? I'll tell you why I like Nizoral. No one asked, but I'll tell you anyway. It does have this benefit in malassezia folliculitis. You have it, maybe you don't, who knows? But what it does do, we know, is that it is one of the best shampoos that you can use for dandruff. And what you're going to do is let it soak in your scalp for 5 minutes, just like she said in her video. You leave it in there for 5 minutes, you get it really into the scalp, and you kind of let it work on that malassezia. So antifungal. anti-inflammatory. So if you have kind of like an itchy scalp or a red scalp, it's going to help with that. It also, like you said, has anti-androgen properties. So correlation here, it may have benefit in male or female pattern hair loss.
Again, in the future, deep dive. We're super passionate about that topic. Always investigating this on our own time.
So it may have benefit in hair loss. And on the face, it could have a benefit in seborrheic dermatitis, which a lot of people notice a little bit of redness along this nasolabial fold here. And they also notice a little bit of flaking in the eyebrows. It can help with that as well.
Extremely important because we see this multiple times a week, I think at least. People think they have dry skin here, it's a little red, scaly. Lotion doesn't quite cut it. It's seborrheic dermatitis, ketoconazole, easy fix.
Easy fix. So phenomenal. I love it. A couple things she said, the pores opening and closing, that doesn't necessarily happen. Our pores just kind of stay the way that they are, and you can use warm water to help clear out your pores a little bit more, just because warm water is more helpful at removing oil-based substances. But you don't really need to worry too much about hot, cold water opening your pores.
Kudos to her. Overall, pretty good video, pretty exceptional, and how she delivered everything.
Yeah, Nizoral, totally agree on this being viral, and they definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate all of the feedback.
We're going to be reviewing more viral products in the future. Actually, why don't you let us know what you want us to review that you've seen going viral, and we'll go through it.
Yeah, we did the LED mask. We do see your comments about some of the other things you're talking about. We'll go through them on the back end and talk about with you in the future. Maybe some YouTube lives.
Ooh, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. What are you doing?
So this is super exciting. This is our cooking show. I'm not a good cook, but I love to eat. So it's always been my dream to be on the Food Network in some form.
I actually do the cooking in my relation. Like, my wife doesn't cook, I cook, you know?
I've not seen him cook a meal in 5 years. He goes to the Indian restaurant and bulk buys
I
for
do.
like a month.
Little secret about my eating habits, I actually buy my food for the week from the Indian restaurants here because I like to support small businesses.
Yeah, that's it. It's not because he can't cook. It's because he likes to support businesses.
I do cook, though. I do cook. I'll cook anything. I make Indian food, I make Thai food. I like spicy food. I don't know if you
I'll make Indonesian food. Some lemper. Oh.
Your sister made it, but you never made it. Nice try.
Yeah.